Can Zhen Huan, blessed with both beauty and talent, truly outshine all in the imperial harem and enjoy everlasting favor? The night deepened. Seeing Feng Shui's tired expression, I persuaded her to return to her palace to rest. I stayed alone, having a light meal by Mei Zhuang's bedside. A bitter chill spread through my heart. The scene just now, with the consorts seemingly living in harmony as if there had been no previous argument with Consort Hua, was deceivingly peaceful. With a faint smile, I thought Consort Hua really came prepared with the wild chicken and purple ginseng soup. Mei Zhuang's forehead was covered in cold sweat, which I gently wiped away with a handkerchief. The suddenness of this event left no time to sort through my thoughts. Now, in the quiet of the night, was an opportunity to reflect. Without Mei Zhuang's awakening, I couldn't get any direct information. If she didn't wake up soon and Consort Hua moved to punish Kai Yu and Xiao Shi, there would be no reason to stop her. I called Kai Yu in and said, "Kai Yu, you've been with your mistress for many years. You must know that my relationship with her is extraordinary." Still not fully recovered from the shock, Kai Yu was about to kneel when I quickly stopped her. She sobbed, "I know. If not for your grace, how could I have survived this ordeal?" I sighed. "Do you know why Consort Hua wants to punish you so severely? You and Xiao Shi don't deserve death. Sending you to the penal servitude is akin to sending you to your deaths." Kai Yu mumbled and shook her head. I continued, "In the palace, killing someone requires justification. It's not done without reason. If there's a need to kill, it's usually to silence someone." I paused, taking a sip of tea to let the silence instill fear, then added, "Think carefully. Was there something you saw that you shouldn't have, something that would force someone to want you dead?" This was merely my speculation, but Mei Zhuang's inability to swim meant she wouldn't have been near the water on her own. There had to be some foul play involved. Kai Yu's face turned paler as she seemed to try hard to remember. I continued to wipe Mei Zhuang's sweat without looking at her. "Now that your mistress is in this condition, if you've overlooked anything, I won't be able to protect you either. We might all end up confused ghosts, not even knowing who killed us." I sighed deeply, pretending to wipe away tears. Kai Yu, seeing my distress, hurriedly grasped my sleeve. "I know this is serious, but what I saw wasn't clear, so I didn't dare to speak rashly. Just tell me what you know. It's just for my peace of mind." When I was returning with the ink, I thought, I saw a eunuch's figure darting past Qianli Pond. It was dark, so I thought my eyes might be deceiving me. I nodded. "No one else knows about this, right?" Kai Yu quickly assured. "I dared not mention it to anyone else." "Good. Remember, don't speak of this to anyone else. Otherwise, I fear even I won't be able to save you. Understand?" Kai Yu nodded, visibly frightened and anxious. I reassured her with a smile. "You've been quite frightened today. Go rest for a bit. Call Bai Ling to keep me company by your mistress's side." Kai Yu nodded and retreated. Watching Mei Zhuang's pale face under the candlelight, I softly said, "I thought a storm was brewing, but I didn't expect it to arrive so swiftly. Mei Zhuang, you mustn't succumb to this. How can I withstand this looming storm alone?" The night outside Kunjitang was oppressively dark, like ink stifling the air. Even the bright red palace lanterns outside seemed to flicker like ghostly eyes refusing to close. I silently watched over Mei Zhuang, feeling each moment stretch endlessly until the first light of dawn gradually appeared. Lingrong came early to check on Mei Zhuang, and seeing her just asleep, stayed for a while before I persuaded her to leave. By the afternoon, Mei Zhuang gradually regained consciousness. Her spirit was weak, and she only managed a few spoonfuls of the bland bird's nest porridge I fed her before pushing it away. Once she seemed more settled and we were alone, I asked, "What exactly happened?" Mei Zhuang's face flushed unnaturally as she clutched the blanket tightly, barely holding back tears. "Huaner, please tell the emperor. Someone is after my life." "As expected," I said. "Kai Yu mentioned she saw a figure of a eunuch darting away when you were drowning. At first, she thought it was a mistake, but from what you've said, it seems someone indeed intended for you to drown in Qianli Pond." I gently patted her back, asking, "Did you see who it was?" She hesitated, then shook her head. "I was pushed from behind into the water. I didn't see his face." It was a futile question. If someone wanted Mei Zhuang dead, they would have made sure to leave no trace. Holding Mei Zhuang's cold hand, I looked into her eyes. If you're going to tell the emperor, you need to tell me first who did it? Mei Zhuang frowned in thought, then slowly said, I rarely offend anyone, as you know. The person I got along with the least was Yu Gengyi, who has been deposed. But given her current situation, she's hardly in a position to harm me. She pondered. Although there are minor disagreements with people like Tiangue Ren and Qin Fangyi, they wouldn't go as far as taking my life. I really can't figure it out. So the person you get along with the least is only... I didn't finish, but Mei Zhuang's slight tremor told me she understood. Mei Zhuang tried to calm herself, clutching at my sleeve. Qianli Pond isn't far from her Mixiu Palace. If she wanted to harm me, she wouldn't do it near her own place. She would avoid suspicion, not invite trouble. I snorted lightly. Invite trouble? I see no trouble at all for her. The emperor even stayed at her place last night. Mei Zhuang's complexion worsened, nearly breathless. I comforted her. She didn't get off entirely scot-free. Even if she didn't intend to harm you, your drowning and subsequent unconsciousness can't be separated from the negligence of her palace guards. Hence, the emperor has ordered the replacement of all guards at Mixiu Palace. Those guards, being close to her for so long, must be her confidants. Having them all reassigned at once is bound to cause her some headaches. Mei Zhuang finally seemed to breathe easier. I sighed softly, taking up the spoon to feed her the bird's nest porridge. Eat some food first. You need your strength to discuss things further. I detailed to Mei Zhuang how Consort Hua visited and her intentions to punish Kai Yu and Xiao Shi. I added, you had just left Mixiu Palace, and not 100 steps later, you fell into Qianli Pond. Looking around the palace, who would dare be so bold in her territory? Only she would dare, and others wouldn't easily suspect her of stirring trouble upon herself. Even if they did suspect, who would believe Consort Hua would be so foolish? She's not foolish at all. That's exactly why others won't suspect her, Mei Zhuang said with a cold smile. I merely spoke against her wishes, and she resorted to such cruelty. With the current situation, others might think that if Consort Hua were to target anyone, it would be me, not you. It's this misdirection that gave her the boldness to act so ruthlessly. In fact, you and I hesitated. I'm sorry, sister, for dragging you into this. Unable to hold back my guilt, tears began to flow. A disaster that befalls the city gates harms the fish in the moat. You were implicated because of me. Consort Hua fears our growing influence and sought to eliminate you to weaken me, making it hard for me to stand against her. Mei Zhuang froze, then tears slowly fell, but she seemed calmer than before. She softly said, it's not your fault. Even when I first received favor, she saw me as a thorn in her side, eager to remove me. But due to the emperor's favor and my cautious avoidance of her, she didn't act. Now, Mei Zhuang gently brushed away my tear-streaked bangs. It's just that I wasn't as submissive and accommodating as before, and with the emperor preoccupied, she took the opportunity to settle old scores. It really has nothing to do with you. I knew Mei Zhuang was just trying to comfort me. After crying for a while, I managed to stop the tears and asked, so what do you plan to tell the emperor? Mei Zhuang replied indifferently, what else can I say? Without evidence, how can I accuse a high-ranking consort of plotting against me? It would only alarm the enemy. I'll tell the emperor that I accidentally fell into the water. I nodded, seeing no other option. We also need to ensure Kai Yu keeps silent about last night. Just then, Bai Ling brought in the ginseng that Consort Hua had sent. Surprised, she said, you're awake, my lady. I'll call the physician. This is the ginseng Consort Hua sent for your recovery. She truly cares for you. Such high-quality ginseng is rare. Mei Zhuang coldly ordered, leave it and go. Bai Ling, confused, started to speak, but I quickly intervened. Your lady needs to rest quietly, don't disturb her. Bai Ling hurriedly left. Mei Zhuang looked disdainfully at the box of ginseng. This is more likely to hasten death than aid recovery. Huan, help me throw it out. No need to make such a statement by throwing it away. Mei Zhuang's gaze turned frosty. Shun Mei Zhuang may not be able to retaliate against her now, but it doesn't mean I won't be able to in this lifetime. Since she left me alive, let's settle this account slowly. Mei Zhuang, usually calm and gentle, was now filled with hatred towards Consort Hua. The interdependence between her and me was like that between lips and teeth. How could I not share the same sentiment? To be at the mercy of someone else's whims. Today it's Mei Zhuang, and who knows when it might be my turn. While I currently enjoy Xianling's favor, considering last night's events, his affection for consort Hua, his long-standing love, might not be less than for me a newer favorite. Gazing out at the bright spring light, I felt a foreboding shadow looming, bringing a suffocating bloody scent my way.
Follow us to avoid getting lost and enjoy endless exciting stories. For more content, please go to the Story Wall homepage to view more exciting novels.